It's Wednesday, take two. July 28th, 2021. I had a good time. Mm-hmm. I did the same course as yesterday. I did it, I guess, slower, like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And I was thinking I shouldn't have been out there. I need to rest, not run. Give myself a day off because I want to run tomorrow too. And if I run today, I'll have I want to, yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't check the weather. I just had come in from being at work, and it was like, time, and it's like I was just checking. How do I feel? I feel like going for a run, but I shouldn't go for a run, but I want to. Am I going to go for a run? Because if I want to go for a run, I have to go now because it's just going to get hotter, and the air quality is going to get iffy, and yeah. So it's like, I'm going. Okay, so I just set up, yeah, and go. And I didn't check the weather, and I forgot to. I forgot to check the weather because normally, if I'd remembered, I would have, because I'd be curious and I would see, like, okay, well, what am I working with here? Am I going to be hotter than normal? Am I going to be breathing harder than normal? What am I expecting? Like, am I expecting myself to do better? Am I expecting myself to do worse based on the conditions? And so anyway, I forgot. And so I just went out. And I went the usual way. I didn't really check the time as I went. I just kept, just ran how I felt. And it was hot, so I wasn't pushing myself. And just ran comfortably. And anyway, going back, I noticed I was going slower. I thought to myself how I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't speed up or try to compensate for it. I was just like, well, if I had known ahead of time, I forget it. How did it go? If I knew the conditions ahead of time and saw that they were better than yesterday, then I would have felt worse for having a slower time. Because I've been like, oh, the conditions were better and I ran worse than yesterday, the exact same course. What's wrong with me? Darn it. And I would have had permission to kind of judge myself unworthy of feeling okay. And if the conditions had been worse today than yesterday, which I think they might have been, but I'm not sure, then in advance I would have had permission to have gone slower. And if I had seen that I was indeed going slower, I'd have been like, oh, well, that makes sense. And so it's like knowing in advance affects performance. So it's like if I know something, then I can't unknow it. And it affects how I think and perform and act and do things. So knowledge in advance is a great persuader to whatever end. Good or bad, I guess. So there's my running thing. And then I was thinking about writing about ableism tonight or sometime soon, because I don't know what it is. I just hear the term thrown around, and I only have a basic idea what it means, where I think it means where people expect neurodiverse people, autistic people, to be able to perform tasks the same as what they can do. Since they can do it, they just expect that everybody can do it, including autistic people. It's just they're not trying. They could do it, they just don't want to try, or they I don't know, something like that. Or they just are, or regular, normal people think that autistic people can do everything that a regular person can do. It's just they're not trying or want to or something like that. And then also that they can then, if they are able to do something, then they can do it every day with the same quality. And it's like, no, that's not true. Even if like I do something one day, it doesn't mean I automatically can do it the next day. I mean, just emotionally, it's like just even paying bills. It's like some days I just, I guess that's the, people call it executive dysfunction, which I also don't kind of know what it means. It means just not being able to do stuff. Like just thought shut down, just thinking into inaction or something like that. Or emotional inaction, or just is overwhelming to the point of just not being able to do anything. And I was also thinking about being mute on purpose, because I try that sometimes, where I try to get away with not talking, and I like most times people just, I try to signal and do stuff, but most people, people don't understand it. And then if they catch me not talking or being quiet, then they think that I'm mad at them, and it's like, no. And then I feel like they're mad at me for being mad at them, because they don't know why I would be mad at them. So they get mad at me for this unknown reason of why I'm not talking to them. And it's like, no, no, no. It has nothing to do with you. I don't want to talk. And if you ask me how I'm doing, that's forcing me to talk. And then I get upset, and then I'm upset about being upset. And it's a cycle, and I don't like it, but that's how it is. And the other thing I was thinking about was how is the difference, I think, for one of the differences, I think for me is, or maybe it's a lot of people, I don't know, is I tend to think that things are not about me, and that things are just none of my business, because it's like I just assume that things are just necessarily none of my business. It has nothing to do with me. It's not about me, and I don't need to pay attention to it. Unless specifically directed. Somebody has to call my attention to it, get my attention. Otherwise, I'll just assume it's about something else, somebody else, or I don't know. But still, when I am kind of already the focus of attention, like if I am in the chairperson's seat at a meeting, and I bring up the topic because no one else brings up the topic because they want to see what I bring up and how I share about it, then I am the target of all the comments. People look at me, and I've got to be polite, look back, figure out what's the proper amount of looking back and making eye contact, which is difficult because then they look away sometimes, and then I try to look away, and then they look back at me, and I look, and it's like, where am I supposed to look? And that's frustrating. And it's nice when they just kind of pick a spot, and it's just kind of off in some direction. It's like, oh, good. I can just look, yeah. But I find myself, it's like, are they talking directly to me? Because I can take things personally, a little bit sensitive. And it's like, it sounds a little bit belittling and condescending and disrespectful. And it's like, don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I'm not smart, but I'm not dumb. So, and it's like I've been around for a little while. And I'm not scared of the boogeyman, or I might know something about that. Anyway, so I think I am teaching a lesson. Not by choice. I don't want to. I don't mean to. It's just like, watch me go, because I cannot emotionally do what they do. That's where the ableism part comes in. It's like they can emotionally take all this stuff and process it, and not feel it. I don't know. I guess they just don't. It doesn't register. They don't feel it, or it doesn't bother them, or it bothers them, but they just brute force it away, or I don't know what they do with it. They talk about it or something, and then it goes away. But they have friends, and they talk, and they do stuff together like all the time, according to them. And it's like, I don't have that. I don't want that. That constant being surrounded by people and talking all the time, and just, I don't get it. It's not me. I just don't do that. I never have. And I'm much more relaxed, just on my own, doing my own thing, as I understand it, because this is how I live. I haven't lived any other way. There might be other ways I'd be comfortable living, but I don't know what they are because I've never lived that way. So it's like, I live alone. I don't have company. I don't really seek company. I don't invite people over. They don't ask to come over. And that's just how it is. And approaching 5 years, it's like, I also thought, I've got it in my notes, that the value of that token, and I've got it written really well, just some phrasing for how I want to say it, and about how I don't value the token anymore. It's like, I don't think I valued the 4-year either. I don't even know if I have it anymore. I don't know what I did with it. But I don't need it as a symbol to remind me of what I've been through in my story. I know it. I lived it. You know, I don't need a little coin to be a reminder, because I'm not going to be like, I mean, it's theoretically possible, but I'm not going to be dissuaded by, you know, oh, something bad happens, because something bad is always going to happen. And then I just got to go drink myself to death over it. And then I get to the store to buy something, I open my wallet, and I see that coin, and I'm reminded of everything I've been through and what everything means. And that might happen for some people, where it's like, that's like the last thing that they see or something. But I don't know. It's like, if I've decided that that's what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. And, you know, that's on me. That's not on anybody else. So, I don't know. Consequences. Accepting consequences. I take responsibility and consequences. I take responsibility for my actions and accept the consequences for what happens afterward. I try to make the best possible decisions that I know how to make in the moment, and try not to overreact or underreact. And sometimes I just won't react at all, to my own detriment. When maybe a reaction is what is hoped for. Like somebody's hoping that I react and hoping that I give them attention. And then I don't. Because I think that I'm being rude or impolite or overstepping boundaries. And it's like, oh, I just figure they set those boundaries. They must mean them, because they sure are, you know, they're not ignoring me. They're just not paying me attention. So I don't know what that means. But and it's like, I think I've done something wrong. And that's how I've always felt. It's like, I've said something wrong that's offended them. It's like, I don't want to say anything wrong, so I just won't say anything at all. It's like, so, I don't know. And I know they're busy, and they have tons of, apparently, it's like, phew, more people than I know. And then they're always seemingly getting to know new people that, you know, are really curious about them and want to get to know them, because they're like, you know, just so different and so life, you know, it's like so much vibrance and life and identity, and they're genuinely sincere and abstractly honest, and, you know, great. And other people see that too. Damn it. And they can't help it. And they can't either. No one can help seeing those qualities. It would be difficult to hide. So other people see what I see, and other people see what they see, And I don't know how they see it, but I see it from my eyes, and I don't know how other people appreciate it, and how they do, and what aspects. Oh, my knees. But on what level, what layer, or whatever. But I am emotionally regarding. I think I was overly attached, but I've kind of separated. So I think that's good. But because I don't want attention that is not of one's own volition. That's not the easiest way to say that, but I don't want it to be like, I don't want to be a chore, and I don't want to be a burden, and I don't want, to be pitied or felt sorry for. It's like, I can take care of myself. It's just, what was I going to say? Oh, I forget. I'm tired. It was a long day. The work situation has situated itself. It was bad yesterday and today. The other guy that insisted that he wanted to work the overnight shift. Last week he showed up for it, but he didn't like it because he couldn't get away with not working as much as he didn't want to work. He thought the night shift was just, I don't know what he thought, but he didn't expect to have to work as much as he did. And also because he was accountable for the work. Because if it didn't get done, well, there's only just one person, him. That'd been like, well, why didn't this get done? We had all night. I guess he didn't like that. He prefers his job where it's like everybody can slack off equally, because then everybody else might be responsible. You can't pinpoint who didn't do what. So it's like equal culpability, I think. So anyway, so this week he just decided, well, I didn't like it, so I'm just not going to show up. And there, should he get fired? No, he won't get fired. That's not the Kroger way. I'll just transfer him around or give him his old shift back. I don't know what you have to do to get fired, but it's a lot, apparently. So anyway, I had to pick up the slack and do everything myself. Receive the trailer full of produce and meat and cheese and the entire semi-truck trailer worth of stuff, and pallet jacks and skids and just the whole works. But luckily, now it's clear that this guy does not want it, and he's not trustworthy, and so he is, for whatever reason, they're going to let him do it next week, and then it'll go back to the guy that was doing it before, the week after. And it's like, oh no, he's going to do it next week. He's not going to do it next week. He's going to say he's going to do it next week, and then not do it next week, and then I'll be by myself again. It's like, damn it, jerk. So anyway, I'm not thrilled about that. And yesterday, even, I was already preemptively upset about today. I was like, he's not going to show up tomorrow. I didn't say anything to anybody, but I was like, he's not going to show up tomorrow. I just knew it, and he didn't. And I was like, oh. So I was already prepared to be upset today. And, yeah. So anyway. And then tonight is Barbara's 5-year token night. I've got her token in my pocket. Well, not right now, but in my wallet. And so that'll go fine. And I don't know if I'm going to go to breakfast with her again. I don't like being, I don't know. We don't have much to talk about anymore, I don't think. So, unless she asks me, she will have to ask me. And it's not about power, and it's not about a play or anything. It's just, I didn't really enjoy it the last time. Or, I enjoy the food, but then the conversation and the way she tells me what to do, and it's like, you're kind of pressing your luck with how you're treating me like a child, and second guessing everything. Like, whatever I think is automatically suspect. Whatever my opinions are about the situations I talk about, because I like to talk about recovery and other things. It's like, it's like, you don't have to dissect my opinions. They're my opinions. I have the right to be right, and I have the right to be wrong, too. It doesn't mean just because I'm saying it, it's automatically wrong. It's like, my opinions are valid. I'm not saying they're right, but they are valid. I'm allowed to have them. And I'm allowed to feel how I feel, too. I might not be justified or right to feel them or something, but I still have the right to feel them. So, and I don't have to prove or explain it on the spot, in the moment. And if I can't, then it's not real, or it's not true. It's like, so anyway, that was the whole thing I wrote last week. Other than that, I know nothing. I know nothing about nothing. Still just as confused as ever. And upset. And emotionally distressed. And I just can't figure it out. And it's just like, it just seems like, but then it seems like, so it's like, how many people are being, it's like, I can't tell. It's like, it's really strange. And I still, I pay way too much attention for my own good. But I still really like it. But it's become a thing. And it's like, I probably need to, like I've said it before, I need to diversify. I need to allow myself to meet other people. But then when I tried that, I felt like I destroyed something. And it's like, oh, it's like, oh, well, I thought you had gone away. I didn't know there was something real. I thought you were just playing with me, or toying with me, or teasing me, or tempting me, or taunting me. Or it was a ruse, or it was a ploy, or it was a fabrication, or it was a story. There was nothing real behind it. This is fiction. It's fantasy. All's fair. And is there anything real? That sounds, it's hard to tell. From my perspective. It could just be a good story. And I'm just a character. Yeah. Some of the best characters are, based on living people. So, and I write my own character. And it's like easy, because I write myself. But, there's no reality behind it. There's no, like, I mean, if I want, like, some sort of relationship or future, is that even possible? It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like that's even something even crossing the mind of contemplation. Because there is no correspondence. There is no conversation. Everything's just, well, there is nothing right now. And there's not even a sign that it will come back. It's just like, just gone. So, and I think, like, did I just get used up? Like, no longer interesting? On to the next person to see what, they have. So, it's like, well, I didn't give up. I never went away. I got really confused a couple times and thought I was supposed to go away. But even then I was paying attention and, like, watching for signs, like, wait a second. And it's like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to come? Or wait. So, I don't know. It's all about the communication. Communication, conversation, correspondence. So, it's like, And without those things, it's like I've got nothing to work with. I've got guesses and assumptions and presumptions, and then when I make little comments based on them, I'm just wrong. And it's like, oh, okay, well, never mind, I won't make comments anymore. Except for maybe one words or little symbols or something where it just, but even then it's like, oh, I might be misinterpreted. So it's like I'm afraid to say anything because it might get exploded. So that's not healthy, I don't think. Probably not. So, and I don't know them. I don't know them. They're a stranger. They're a stranger to me. And I never knew them. I don't claim to. I sure do like them though. And I think they like me. At a distance. At a 3,760 mile distance. And they don't want to talk to me. And they don't want to chat with me. And they don't want to write to me. And they're not consistent and they're not reliable, except for they are to themselves and they're people that they find themselves accountable to. I am somewhere in a remote region of afterthought as being an interesting person that was met and is probably a memory. I mean, I really don't know. So, and it hurts. You know, I would have liked to have been more of a part of their life, more of a, you know, I don't know what the right word is. I guess just friend. That'll do. But who knows? I don't think I've said anything wrong or done anything wrong to offend them. So they are welcome back at any time. I haven't gone anywhere. My grudge and frustration, which I don't know if they've picked up on that, but it's with recovery. It has nothing, any of my ill feelings, which I might be referring to, has nothing to do with them. You know, it all stems from and is about recovery and Alcoholics Anonymous and the people in the program that I have trouble with and all my understanding. So it's like, I don't know if there's some overflow that goes into other places, but it has nothing to do with them. They've done nothing wrong by me. So I don't know if they think that or not, because I know I feel like when I read stuff like that, like my stuff, that whoa, I somehow think that it's about me and people are angry at me, or you know, I mean that's how I think. So I figure, you know, is that ableist? I don't know. Since I think other people are angry, you know, it's like I don't know. I think ableism only works when it's about getting things, I don't know, done. So anyway, oh, it hurts to sit like that after running. So I should probably go take a shower. And I really like the work that they're producing right now. It's really culminating and converging and coalescing into a spectacular singularity of grace. Yeah, that'll work. But I can't tell them any of that. I'm not allowed to. It might affect the work. So it's better for me to, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I should go. Don't mind me. I'm just some idiot in Indiana. Just a fool. So anyway, bye.